So let's start with a new chapter recording. And the idea is to have the complete team from Universal. We have the pleasure to know the people which is connecting with the users. I mean, Cesar Rodriguez, David Tarin. We spent some time talking to the whole team for support and as well with Julio Romo, which is great to understand all the strategy that they have for Mexico and as well is replicated in other geos. So right now, to complement everything, I like to invite a new, uh, I think, a persona in this channel is I have the pleasure to present Shane Nunes. How are you, amigo?
Great, Joseph. How about yourself?
Doing great. Trying to put everything in order. You know, it's a complex thing to put videos together.
All good, all good.
Yeah, but rock and rolling, amigo. What about yourself? How are you?
Everything's great. Very busy here at Universal, innovating and with the new products we have coming out later this year. Looking forward to the future of the AI growth and semiconductor and how we're preparing for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see that this holistic or new trend that we're having in chips, semiconductors, is gaining more and more land. You know, in Americas, we know everything historically is manufactured in Asia, but right now, Americas is looking to gain more terrain or land right there with ATP or inclusive with the design part. And I think it's an opportunity, amigo, with all the machinery that we are creating and preparing everything to manufacture the new technologies. What do you think?
No, I agree. There's a big effort to onshore back to the Americas in general. There's a China plus one strategy in general as well. We see across the market, so it's a pretty exciting time. It's a lot of shifting dynamics, but that's where we play a big role at Universal. How do you automate your equipment and be able to ship it around the world and still can do the same process continuously, no matter where you're producing it? So, a very exciting time for us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The other day, well, Julio told me that you are in charge for all the operations, as I can see, COO, and it's interesting how you can, or well, you should see in the future, you know, different opportunities and what probably the users or the EMS companies what they gonna be running in their projects and be ready because your machinery they need to be okay or with good performance for the next 10 years probably, yeah. So 2030 is coming over and AI semiconductors. How's universal facing all of that, amigo?
Um, it's a good question. It's no simple one answer. Number one is really with our roadmap. So we have to make sure we have the correct product portfolio, but ultimately the line solution as well. So Universal's been known for a long time to produce very good, reliable machines that last. A customer calls from a machine that's been out there for, gosh, over 20 years. They wanted some service on, but it's not that anymore. It's the software, it's the factory automation side of controlling your whole factory, and now implementing AI, the real lights out industry 4.0. It's a huge effort that we are priding ourselves here at Universal, working with our head corporate company Delta to do all the next steps in advanced manufacturing. So very exciting times. We're doing it, implementing different ways, which I could always go into detail with our full solution providing.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, I think this part of automation is interesting because right now you have the task to understand all the process. Doesn't matter if that is SMT or inclusive the backend part, right? The assembly of the final product. But it's interesting how as well the different suppliers are trying to innovate and be part of this semiconductors or new projects trend. So what about connectivity, amigo, because I think AI is an important thing, and as well to talk about Industry 4.0 or 5.0, according to different experts, is a must right now to consider in your products.
That's correct. If you're not addressing those issues, you're not going to be a player tomorrow. So, yeah, we here at Universal, we're introducing our AGVs. That will be automatic changeover for auto splicing in the PCB world, SMT. It's really turning to a touchless. So, our mother company Delta is also working with humanoids, so taking the person totally out of the line. But on top of that is really this AI piece, so the predictive maintenance. So obviously, today is very common with preventative maintenance, but the predictive maintenance piece is key. Forecasting when a machine's going to go down and have early intervention, ultimately for the machine to correct itself, trying to eliminate all human interaction. So this is what we're working on today. We're going to start showing more and more later this year about what's coming out. Pretty exciting. I don't want to divulge too much about our secret sauce, but it's really that preventative maintenance piece to eliminate all downtime as much as possible, increase yield, and to offset that. And it all goes back to what we're doing with our next platform. We call it Fusion X. We'll come out with the name here in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
But it has to be designed into the hardware. So there's a lot of talk of, oh, this software. But if you don't have the sensors, if you can't read what's going on in your machine and all the output, uh, your software is useless. So we designed this into our hardware from the beginning, which we've been working on for a couple of years. So we're able to take all this big data, streamline it, throw it through AI, and machine learning and all the different pieces and components of AI, ultimately do that predictive maintenance. So that smart machine, that's going to be our edge, and everybody needs to follow. We see some out there, but really, if you're not part of that solution, you're going to be pretty much out of the industry before you know it.
Yeah, I think that the output that you're gonna have from the machinery is according to the quality of the hardware that you're implementing. So for me, it's important when you say sensors, what kind of things we are trying to collect the data is very important because all the people can be talking about support or predictive maintenance, right? Because it's on trend and sounds sexy probably, but it's interesting how you collect all the data and eventually how you're gonna be making decisions or in high level talking how they gonna be playing with all the resources because I think based on that, in the data that you collect from your machines, you can make all the decisions. And if you are covered in that part and you have this trust in the data collected from your equipment, the people gonna be very or more even competitive, I guess, to gain more projects with OEMs. And doesn't matter if we are talking about only electronics or for good consumes or from different industries. What I mean is important for all the industries, right? If we are talking about the aerospace and defense, automotive, or inclusive the medical devices, which is gaining more as well importance in the last days, right?
Agreed. Yeah, it hits every industry that we talk about. So it's not just SMT. It's really, like you said, semiconductor, everything. Because in the end, these components cost money. So no manufacturer wants to put out bad product. So that intervention to reduce waste and then ultimately improve quality, right? So we want to improve quality. Nobody wants to go drive a car that has bad boards in it. So that quality and that yield as we go to the next level of autonomous driving, as we go to the next level of server and AI and the support that goes on that, and the quantum computing, all those take high yield, low waste, and ultimately high quality, which machines have to reflect that make that, right? The automation side of it has to reflect what is expected at the consumer level.
Absolutely. I mean, and Coming to my mind right now is about the challenges, because I think when we're trying to land the ideas that we have on mind, it's interesting, right? It's a big path, different roadmaps to follow up, and I like to know what is challenging for you, because it's demanding or those new trends, how to humanize everything as well, because even if we are having AI, you keep working with your experts in different geos. You need to control different strategies as well at the same time. But what is challenging for you? I don't want to guess for you. I like to have your your answer, amigo.
It's a big question. There's challenges every day I face. I would say as a company, it's the ever-changing landscape, and we've known this. I looked at AI 10 years ago. Uh, it accelerates everything. It accelerates the human mind. It accelerates learning. It accelerates productivity. So it's the acceleration and where to focus, because if you focus on everything, you get nothing done. So I would say it's really about our focus as a company, where we're going to go after, where we're going to change,
Yeah.
is key. So focus and speed. We can never go quick enough. So the good news is, we tap into all our mother company's resources. When you have a company that's 90,000 people large, they allow us to, tap into the thousands of resources, right? So it's really focus as a company, which I think we've done very well these past couple of years with our roadmap, and you'll see all the new product refresh coming out here at the end of this year. But as well, speed. You have to go fast, because you got to be a first mover on these things. Otherwise, you're going to be left in the dust. So that's really the two challenges I would say that come to my head that I deal with regularly, is focus and speed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, for example, the other day I was hearing a conference, and it was interesting that the people right there said we have different systems that don't work more in our times. Probably that is for 1980 or something like that, right? Different kind of technology, different kind of ways to take the progress. But right now is important to understand what's gonna be the trends in the coming 10 years, and how you can try to predict a little bit what you can be or implement in your equipment to be ready. So I'd like to go for the last part of this conversation, and I'd like to know, amigo, what is coming for Universal, for all the geos, for all the brand, because I think operations have a huge environment right now, and a lot of agile systems are necessary. But what do you see for the next 10 years for Universal?
So so that's a great question. I could speak about it for an hour, but our time's so limited. Um, what I see is a new company, right? So Universal's been known; it's gone through its cycles, right, as any company does. I see a new breath, uh, and you'll see that in our new breath of equipment. Delta has. I can't explain it enough. I come from semiconductors, so that speed in semiconductor compared to PCB is like 10x. I can't explain it, but that's been brought into our company. So the new breath, the breath of fresh air into our portfolio with all the new machines. I'll be cutting edge, very epic offerings, but ultimately the total solution. So we have our platforms, we have our equipment, but we're going to be offering line solutions, right? We're already doing it today. Uh,
Nice.
we have our sister business unit that as well produces equipment. I mean, they produce thousands of pieces of equipment for just Delta alone. And we're bringing that out into the market to offer that full solution on the equipment line level, and then ultimately the middleware, hostware to the factory level. Uh, our whole goal is to be touchless. So it's automatic replenishment. implementing semiconductor portions into SMT. So overhead transport to bring in, feeder rails. Uh, this is the type of thinking we're thinking of, is really bringing stuff from other industries into PCBA, and external into semiconductor to really bring. Yeah, I could. I wish I had videos. We'll meet again. I'll show you the videos that I do have. Uh, During a presentation, I could show you all the full solution, but it's at the factory. It's a lot bigger than the line. It's really that factory level automation, removing humans. Uh, as we have a different workforce today, and really making that touchless enterprise for our customers.
It's coming to my mind in different words. For example, sustainability. Um, it is coming human resource. It's
Yep.
coming automation. So things like that. They're
Hmm.
gonna be playing together, and you're considering. I think the key topics or key trends which are coming to our times, amigo, and are important to consider, right? So that's great, amigo. As well, just to close, where I can see you, because I really like to have another chapter with you, but in person. I know you're gonna be present in Productronica or other events. So tell me more about it. What is the idea or the strategy, to present or show up what Universal is doing?
Yeah. So Productronica, we're gonna have multiple launches. So we have a very big booth. It's shared obviously with our mother company Delta. So you'll see the dual branding of Universal and Delta. So we'll be launching our Fusion X, so our new SMT module. We'll be not launching our new automation module, UFlex. It does screw driving, dispensing, pick and place, insertion, you name it. It's the most flexible solution today in the market. So we'll be offering our next generation with that. We'll be introducing our Omni router. So we'll have a router out there. We'll have a press fit for it to complete that um, full solution for server boards. So, we pre-plus and pre-place today connectors like Amphenol connectors, and this will be a press fit. So, a digital twin. We're going to show more on our digital twin, how we're leading the whole industry in digital twin. Show that on our Omni. The D-bot, we have a cobot that we're going to presenting. I can go on and on and on. Control center. So you'll see like an SMT control center setup. So this is what I mean. It's a big solution with Delta. We're a piece of Delta now. We're owned by them, and we're bringing it as one solution. So if you're out at Productronica, I'd love to sit down with you. Otherwise, I'll make my way a few hours on a plane and sit down with you and have a bigger conversation about the next things coming, and what we see as an industry, and what I see on the front lines.
Amazing, amazing, amigo. I think Julio can confirm that. But I love and I really enjoy to be or get in touch with the people. So let's see whether we can be together and record something more interesting about Universal, but crossing through different geos and coordinating efforts to have everything same indications or same quality, in high level, but as well in the first line or first level, with the users in the show floors. So that's gonna be interesting, amigo. So
Agreed.
I guess,
Sounds great. I appreciate it, Joseph. Looking forward to it.
amigo, thank you very much. Have a nice day and God bless you. Bye bye.